Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, subscribe to be notified as soon as I upload a new solved past paper video with simplified explanations. Don't forget to like and comment. I'll be glad to answer any doubts. Today we'll be discussing Cambridge IGCSE 0610 Paper 4, Variant 2, from October-November 2022 session. I will be explaining the answers in order to clarify the question and not just answer from the mark scheme. Let's get started. Aphids are insects that feed on phloem sap by inserting their mouthparts into phloem tissue. Figure 3.1 shows an aphid feeding on phloem tissue in a leaf. State 2 features visible in Figure 3.1 that identify this animal as an insect. Insects exhibit 3 distinct body segments: head, thorax, and abdomen. From the figure we can also see 3 pairs of jointed legs. Aphids can transmit viral pathogens when they feed on a plant. Suggest how a severe infestation of aphids on crop plants can be avoided. Regular monitoring of crops and timely application of approved insecticides or pesticides can help control aphid populations. Creating a controlled environment, such as a greenhouse, can provide a physical barrier to aphids. Planting crop varieties that are naturally resistant to aphids can be an effective preventive measure. Developing crops through genetic engineering or selective breeding to enhance resistance to aphids can be a long-term solution. Introduce natural predators, parasites, or insect pathogens that specifically target aphids. Aphids are often attracted to monoculture. Planting a variety of crops or practicing crop rotation can disrupt the aphid life cycle and reduce the likelihood of widespread infestations. The aphid shown in Figure 3.1 is feeding on phloem tissue in a leaf. State the names of 2 tissues in the leaf that the mouthparts of the aphid pass through to reach the phloem. This would firstly be the upper epidermis, then the palisade mesophyll, then spongy mesophyll, and you could even say xylem. So any 2 of these options is correct. Okay, so moving on to Part B. Aphids have been used to investigate the translocation of sucrose in phloem tissue. While they are feeding on phloem sap, aphids excrete a sucrose-rich fluid known as honeydew. In an investigation, 2 groups of 4 aphids were placed at intervals along the stem of a young willow plant, as shown in Figure 3.2. The leaves were enclosed in an airtight glass chamber. A special form of carbon dioxide gas that contained radioactive carbon-14 was supplied to the leaves for a short period of time. Samples of honeydew were collected at intervals from the groups of aphids. The time taken for sucrose containing carbon-14 to travel the distance between Group A and Group B was recorded. The investigation was repeated twice using a fresh stem and different groups of aphids for each trial. The results are shown in Table 3.1. 1. Complete Table 3.1 by calculating the rate of movement of carbon-14 in Trial 3. Trial 1. Rate of movement is 325. Trial 2. Rate of movement is 272. Trial 3. Rate of movement will be calculated like this. Notice the newer is required in mm per hour, therefore convert the time from minutes to hour. Since it is 150 minutes, we will convert into hours by dividing 150 by 60. This will give us 2.5. Okay. Distance on the stems is 630 millimeters, so 630 divided by 2.5 would give 252. Therefore, rate of movement for Trial 3 is 252. Outline how carbon-14 in carbon dioxide gas becomes incorporated into the sucrose molecules that are translocated in the phloem. Carbon dioxide/14C enters the leaf through stomata by diffusion. This process is part of the overall photosynthetic pathway. Photosynthesis is catalyzed by enzymes and occurs in the chloroplasts of leaf cells. The carbon dioxide taken up by the leaf is used to synthesize glucose during the photosynthetic process. Glucose serves as the primary energy source for the plant. Within the chloroplasts, glucose or simple sugars produced during photosynthesis can be further metabolized. Enzymatic reactions convert glucose into more complex carbohydrates, including sucrose. Sucrose travels from the stem to other parts of the plant known as sinks, where it is used. State 2 parts of a plant that are sinks for sucrose. Sucrose is transported from the stem to various parts of the plant known as sinks. Sinks are regions or organs in the plant where sucrose is utilized or stored. The parts of a plant that act as sinks for sucrose include Buds. Sucrose is used in buds to support the growth and development of new leaves, stems, or flowers. Root tips. Sucrose may be directed to the root tips, where it can contribute to the growth and maintenance of the root system. Tubers. In plants that produce tubers, such as potatoes, sucrose is stored in these underground structures as a form of energy reserve. Storage organs. Various storage organs, including bulbs, corms, and rhizomes, act as sinks for sucrose where it is stored for future use. Flowers. Sucrose is essential in flowers for the development of reproductive structures and the production of seeds. Fruits. Fruits are significant sinks for sucrose as it is utilized in the development of the fruit and the maturation of seeds. Seeds. Sucrose is used in the formation and nourishment of seeds, providing the necessary energy for germination and early growth. Young or growing leaves. Sucrose is directed to young or growing leaves to support their development, photosynthesis, and overall plant growth. Shoot tips. Similar to buds, shoot tips utilize sucrose for the growth and elongation of new shoots. Nectaries. Nectaries, which produce nectar, utilize sucrose to attract pollinators and support the reproductive process. Sucrose is used in the cells of the sinks in a plant. Describe the uses of sucrose by sinks. Sucrose, transported to the cells of sinks in a plant, serves various essential functions. Here are the uses of sucrose by sinks. Sucrose can be enzymatically broken down into glucose and fructose. Glucose is a fundamental carbohydrate used in various metabolic pathways. Sucrose or its breakdown products such as glucose are respired by cells in the sinks to produce energy. This energy is crucial for various plant processes including growth, reproduction, and maintenance. The energy derived from sucrose is utilized in growth-related processes such as cell division, mitosis, and overall cellular metabolism. Sucrose plays a role in supporting reproductive processes, including flowering, fruit formation, and the maturation of seeds. Active transport processes in plant cells, which involve the movement of ions against a concentration gradient, require energy derived from sucrose. Sucrose-derived energy is used in the active absorption of ions, a critical process for nutrient uptake by plant cells. Sucrose may be stored in sinks as an energy reserve. Additionally, sucrose can be converted and stored as starch, providing a long-term energy storage solution. Glucose derived from sucrose is used in the synthesis of cellulose, a structural polysaccharide that forms the primary component of plant cell walls. The breakdown products of sucrose, particularly glucose, are used in the synthesis of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, essential for various cellular functions. Sucrose is used to produce nectar, a sugary substance that attracts pollinators like bees. Nectar is crucial for successful plant reproduction through pollination. Alright, so here we reach the conclusion of this video. I will be posting the next part shortly. You can visit the entire playlist, and if you have trouble with selective questions, you can watch accordingly. I try to provide detailed but easy to understand explanations so that everyone can follow along and understand the concepts. Thank you for watching. Please like if you found the video helpful and subscribe for more.